Fine. Let's start. Let's start with you. Last name, first name, patronymic, date of birth, where are you from? This is classified information. You don't need it. So, here it is.
Village.
Doesn't matter.
I lived with my mother, with my parents. I have a mother, a father.
So?
Sister.
So?
My sister turned 20 years old. She gave birth to a little girl.
Why are you telling these details?
Well, just...
Just.
born
Doesn't
in...
matter. Got it. Yes. You. Last name, first name, patronymic, date of birth, where are you from? This is so classified information. You don't need it.
1993.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I live... Lugansk region. The city of Rovenki.
Lugansk region?
Yes.
So
this
are
is the
you a
problem I
native
have.
of Lugansk region? The town of Rovenki?
The problem is
What's the problem?
that they accuse me of...
Why did they even send you to fight?
Well, they caught me.
Where?
In Rovenki. Near Paris. Well, there's this foxtrot.
Well?
They took me to the enlistment office, gave me a summons, sent me to this unit.
Uh-huh.
That's all, and then I ran away twice, ran away, holed up at home, and still, that's all.
You already was, where were you running away from?
From home. From home.
No, you're saying...
and from the unit.
from the unit. When was this? When did they take you?
Took me.
Yes.
In 2022, and here I was running away.
Well, I also want to tell you that you showed some skills, because you probably wouldn't be alive there by now.
Yes, I was saved. Do you want to leave? They say there. When I was taken prisoner. Ukrainian military personnel.
No, well, Ukrainian soldiers are one thing. I mean, the Russians tell me you're being liberated. How old are you now?
It turned 31 yesterday.
Turned 31 yesterday. Congratulations. You,
Thanks a lot.
lucky guy. So, how old were you at the time of the occupation?
These are the dates. 20.
Yeah,
it
28.
turns
Well,
out.
about, yeah, you were 28 years old. So you already had Ukrainian citizenship by then.
Yes.
Do you remember what life was like in Ukraine?
In Ukraine? Yes.
Yes, you remember. What were you doing?
Worked. At first I worked at the mine, worked in the mine, then it closed all the diggings. That's all, and I went to Moscow to work to Domodedovo.
Why did all the diggings close?
But they started to close, and that's
After
it.
what? After 2014?
Yes.
After the occupation. Look how illogical the situation is. Under Ukraine, you live normally. Well, you didn't have to travel anywhere. You work in your own
There
mine.
was enough of everything.
There was enough of everything. They came to free you. All your
But they
mines were
say
closed.
that work will be brought to the camp there. It will be possible too.
Yes,
It's true, right?
of course it's true.
There are also shops, right?
Yes, sure.
Can I go and buy?
I have been there several times and show all this more than once.
Yes.
You will have a salary. Ukrainian again. And the opportunity to buy cigarettes in the store with this salary of yours. Can you imagine what kind of Nazis we are? Actually,
Well,
there are simply no words.
I am very grateful to you.
What?
Very grateful, very much.
No, so you can be grateful. We are not grateful to you. What are you doing here?
Came to a foreign land with weapons.
Yes. And you all look quite young. How old are you?
21.
What about you?
Say
21 years old too. So you signed contracts right after you enlisted?
no.
How?
After prison.
Damn. Are you 21 years old and have already gone to prison? And you too? Are you both after prison? Why are you here?
Well, it turns out that a friend set me up. He stole the money, it turns out, and I was caught as an accomplice. I started living with a girl. She was using drugs. She got busted. I took the blame. I went to jail. This is the situation.
How many years were you given?
I was under investigation.
Huh?
The girl didn't take any active part at all. She told us not to even ask her parents for anything. They told us, do what you want. And me, they told me to sign the contract.
What drugs did the girl take?
powders.
Kind of snorted. She snorted. Did you live with her?
Yes, I just started to leave a week after that they came.
And you were caught for using?
Yes,
Have you taken the fall over the use?
I took everything. No, they took her because they found photos on her phone, and first of all, let's say that we are, as they call it, drug addicts, and you have drugs.
Well, so?
And they told me to take the blame on myself and save the girl. I took the blame and went to jail.
Did the girl also use powders?
Yes.
Well, I'm sure of it.
Yes, Mom went to see her and wanted to find out if she would get help. They said that they would not help, that they did not ask for anything. That's all. This is how my life went downhill.
And now, this girl, she probably...
She is lost.
No, you think she's lost. You're being narrow-minded. They probably already gave her a medal. You know, not the first. Do you think you're first? Now they will find some sucker, he will visit her, same situation, and the sucker ends up at war in a week. The third in the same in war, the fourth in the same in war, and she's using and getting high. That's it. She has a conveyor belt. People like you.
I thought that could be the case, yes.
Did you assume? Well, if she feels normal now and no one is covering her...
Yeah, that's why I thought...
The cops know 100% that is her, not you,
yes,
right?
that's what they said.
You see? Conveyor girl. And
17 years.
It could be 14. I wouldn't be surprised. Breeding people like you two will meet in short. Or not for meat.
For meat.
I'll go close the door, it's very loud. In short, I can stop asking you about the motive, right? How many years did you get?
2 years.
2 years? So what are you thinking now? Maybe it would be better to serve these 2
Yes,
years?
it would be better to serve time.
You could already... that... or couldn't. Well, could they have killed you?
Yes, they could.
Could.
Easily.
Easily. How long is your term? Oh, you... How long could it have been?
I don't know, but maybe they said it is at least
6.
6 years. 6-8 years.
Well, 6-8 years, that it seems to me is also easier to serve than to die.
Really? What about dying? I already had one foot in the next world. I was zoning out. They just saved my life. I was dying anyway. I had already fallen asleep, just started bleeding. I opened my eyes. I was just in an Ukrainian military vehicle, a medical one. I was already being carried away. I was dying like that. I had already closed my eyes and was just dying. Bleeding legs, everything was bleeding, shot by shrapnel grenades.
Okay, tell us what months you signed the contract.
In June of the 5th.
What?
June 5.
You speak a little louder.
June 5.
June 5, what happened next?
Well, I went, it turns out. They had already brought me to the military registration and enlistment office. Then they sent me to Krasnoyarsk.
Well,
From Krasnoyarsk, they have already been sent to Yurga, from Yurga to Rostov, already there by plane.
so?
And in Rostov, they brought me to the
So?
Milerovo, to the unit. And they have already decided where everyone will go.
Further?
And that's it, training has begun.
Further?
Then we went to Druzhba. We were sent to Druzhba, here 29th
What is Druzhba?
village.
In what area?
It turns out Yanakievo,
Uh-huh.
Orlovka,
Donetsk region.
and Druzhba. Yes.
Donetsk region. So,
Yes. And so the commander sent us for the hardware with drones, and they told us to hold the line. And it turns out that I stayed near the railway for 19 days, and after 2 days we were sent to the forest belt. So the forest belt where the trenches are located.
so?
And they told me to sit there and sit. We went there, and they gave me a deaf grandfather.
Deaf grandfather?
Yeah, a deaf grandfather who can hear, for one thing, and he is hard of hearing. He is 63 years old. So,
He probably went for the money, right?
yes, maybe. He doesn't understand anything at all. Here, Well, I communicate with him through leaflets. Well, I wrote to him, it turns out, on a piece of paper, and he answered me. The next day, when we came to the trench, I heard footsteps, someone was coming approaching, and I decided to surrender, because
Yes. What about grandfather?
grandfather also surrendered.
You two together.
Yes.
Both of you gave up. What date was it?
32nd, we arrived on the 21st, it turns out. On the 32nd, the next day, we were all gone. They picked me up and brought me here.
It's clear. Your doesn't matter. Mom was online for the last time yesterday at 5:30. Apparently she doesn't see it there all the time, yes? Doesn't matter. Waiting for a call. Fine. So tell me. The same. When did you sign the contract?
August 4th.
Further.
4th August. We were all taken to a pretrial detention center to Krasnodar on the 9 distribution center. From there, they brought us to Rostov. It was already on the 5th or 6th, the 5th, on the 4th day. They took us somewhere on the 5th or 6th. We have already been to Rostov. They took me there. I had no documents, no phones, nothing. That is,
It's clear. Further.
they only gave me a token. Loaded a lot of people
I see.
in a certain quantity to the Urals.
So?
And they brought it to the territory of Ukraine.
So?
To some kind of trading ground.
More?
We started at the construction site distribution, who goes where...
What settlement was nearby?
I don't know the settlements. I know my way around Ukraine. I know my way around very poorly.
No, they could say on their own people that you're there or
They
there.
didn't. The information's all classified. Where we were, they wouldn't let us go anywhere. Everything was under guard. SBI was watching everything. I mean, they wouldn't let us do anything, not even take a step.
SBI, State Bureau of Investigation, or some...
No, these were certain people with weapons who were watching you so that you wouldn't run away. Or you wouldn't take any unnecessary moments.
Yes, I seem to remember it's some kind of security
Yes.
organization, yes.
So, and after that night came, they took a lot of people again. They loaded them into the Urals and took them to another settlement, to some warehouse, and there I started again myself. Months of these trainings began, training grounds and so on. And so, literally on September 14, 15, once again we were all loaded into the Urals, and they gave us weapons, backpacks, walkie-talkies. They took us to an unknown location in some kind of forest belt in a BMW. Half of the BMW arrived, the half was burned it out on the way. Everyone jumped out as best they could from there, running wherever they wanted. And from there, everyone was hiding in houses. Then
Well,
we
you
met
say
somehow
everyone. How many of you were there?
60 people.
60 people.
Half of them
Is this
have
unit
arrived.
called something or what?
I don't know what it is. Is a unit called? It is a group or what? Mass?
No, but what is your unit or brigade number?
They didn't say the unit number either. I was in the 5th Motorized Rifle Brigade. 5th Brigade. 5th. MRB. Yes. And then some of them reached this populated area which they were supposed to get to, and some on the way the BMW was torn apart, and we just ran across a field to some populated area. And there they contacted the command by radio, and then they drove the drone to the forest belt where I needed to get. And there already, this is what happened to me.
They say, tell me exactly what happened.
They told us to gain a foothold in a populated area, go to Austria.
Which one?
In Austria.
Locality Austria?
Austria, village of whatever it is called,
So?
village. Austria. Before approaching, when we entered, we went into a 2-story building. Drone attacks began. That is, my entire group died completely.
Whoa.
Yes.
Do you know this
Yes.
for sure? What were their names, the ones who were with you?
Who died?
Yes.
I don't know anyone's names. I just know the call signs here.
Are they all from different places or are they all from the zone?
All from zone, probably. Everyone is from the zone, yes.
Oh, I forgot to ask you. Have you already been to the zone?
No.
You weren't.
No, I wasn't.
Ah.
There
Okay.
are those from the camps and so
There
on.
was just a guy in front of you. He said that from a zone of 600 people,
Yes,
there are
probably.
less than 100
How
left.
is that from a zone of
The zone is
600
designed
people?
for
There are less
600
than
people.
100
Before the
left.
war, before this, your SMO had only 600 people on it. Wagner Group immediately take 400, and then another 100 so were taken away. This statistic is interesting because
Numbers.
we wonder how many people more remain in zones in general. Mobilization potential. I understand that it is already approaching zero simply in fact.
Yes, and then died.
And then people like you who don't even have time to go to jail and immediately here.
Then my whole group died. I was the only one left alive who, after the death of our commander, was assigned along with the walkie-talkie and had to lead the group further. He left me. He ran away in a completely different direction after the drone destroyed the house.
Well,
They died. And I had to go to the garage, to the nearest place to hide from the
So?
drone. I met other people, the same military personnel, but I was not familiar with them before. And the decision was made to go back there because birds began to destroy the garage again with drones. And already there was no way out. And there were shots from the front, machine guns fired at us and so on. And with these people we began to move back. Again, 3 of them died. 2 definitely died in my presence. Again, 1 managed to escape. I was wounded.
think how lucky you are.
Fell to the ground. I put a tourniquet around myself and bandaged myself. Started to move back. Again, I crossed path with the person with whom I was leaving, and another shell flies between us. He is immediately wounded, begins to crawl away and dies. That's it. I also start to crawl away. A drone of Ukrainian military personnel appears above me, Ukrainian. They tell me to give up and I will live. I couldn't even speak. I fell and just started choking. My legs have already given up. I laid my head back on the log. I just lit a cigarette and fell asleep. I've already started to die, that's it. And when I woke up, opened my eyes, I was already in the car. I had a tourniquet applied and they gave an injection, that's all. Thus I was captured.
All these people who died around you, why do you think they died?
Goals? I don't know what they have. Everyone's goals are different.
No, either are their goals, in general, in total, in general. I don't know, if you look, let me ask simply, for what? For what purpose did Russia attack Ukraine?
As I understand it, based on all the conversation I heard during captivity, I talked to Ukrainian military and here we are. There seems to be one goal. This is the division of certain lands, some kind, I don't know.
Division or capture?
Yes, what kind are there, but I don't know. But I don't see any point
Well, you
in
don't
it
see.
because if you take also this village where they were hidden and there were, as I counted, 4-6 people left alive. To die were all the people just like that? Why did they die?
For the seizure of territories.
This is simply not worth it, one might say.
Well, in the understanding of each of them, there are
In
different
their
goals.
understanding, for what? In the understanding of the people who sent them there, yes, they had some kind of goal, understanding, but no one will tell anyone anything about this. We didn't have a phone for these 2 months, nothing, no documents, I didn't see anything, I didn't know who I was at all, if you think so.
Well, you understand that your president, except you, your president, had announced this as all a so-called special operation specifically aimed at seizes Ukrainian lands.
Meaning, for what?
Well,
Russia is already a big country.
yes,
There is much more land there than in Ukraine.
yes.
There's
And
more.
what do we share?
In Russia there are more forests there. If I cut them down, then something can still be built there.
Look, I will now prove to you that this is because of the lens.
Into our own hands. Our plans do not include the occupation of Ukraine terrorists.
See the date.
We are not going to force anything on anyone. The appearance of Russian troops near Kiev and other cities of Ukraine is not connected with the intention to occupy this country. We do not have such a goal. As for the long process of the SBO results, of course this can be a long process, but then you mentioned that new territories have appeared. Here we go. And this means significant result for Russia.
Proved?
Yes.
So what the point of this you'll have to ask him. And the fact that this is actually the goal is a fact. You all are...
Meat.
Meat? Well, let it be meat.
Meat.
Meat that is laid down and disposed of for one single purpose. To seize as many Ukrainian territories as possible. We are at home. We didn't invite you here.
You're not coming to us.
We didn't come to you. No, we're going a little bit at a time. In the Kursk region, for example, but only this. You know how some people complain to me. And here from Ukraine, drones are flying at us, missiles are flying, they are. What did you think? Can they only fly in one direction or what? Didn't you imagine, doesn't your picture of the world include the fact that not only can you kill, but you can also be
In
killed?
my settlement, drones also flew where the elevator plant is, just in Kuban Krasnodar region. One night there were 20 of them flying
Yes.
in. It worked.
Yes. Whether it worked or not is another question. Why did they fly there?
Protection.
Feedback.
Strike back.
Logical. It's logical, in my opinion. It's not that we don't hit you, it's not that we don't come to you. We come to you. We didn't touch you until you touched us. It just seemed to all of you in Russia that it would be very quick and easy to take over Ukraine. So? Simonyan, what is Ukraine? What is so difficult to fight with it? 2 days, that's all. Well, it didn't turn out that way.
The outcome was completely different.
So? Well...
And Ukraine bent us down.
Well, how can I say? It bent over. No one was going to bend over at all. They told you fairy tale there. That some Banderites, Nazis, you're with us until you're 27. Until you're 27, 28 years old. You're in Ukraine. Was everything normal? Nobody abused your language there or anything else?
No.
And tell me how this could happen that at one moment everyone was like bam and become some kind of Nazis. We were normal people and once they became Nazis. How can this be?
Yes, the commander there told stories, damn it.
Your fingers won't let go, I see.
Yes. Broken.
Okay, tell me, in 2022 you were, as you say, coach.
Yes.
Have you been sent to participate?
Yes.
What were you supposed to do in the unit?
We were there, then we had this training at the training ground.
So?
In Lugansk.
So?
We trained there and we went to Kamyshavacha, we dug in there. But
So?
it was like we had a reserve base there.
Uh-huh.
Like this.
There is such a thing. Further?
Everything was completely dug in there and we went to... I'll tell you now how it's... Mironovka.
So, what was there?
In Mironovka we were there, we stayed and went to Klishevka.
Uh-huh.
Well, we were there in Klishevka. A person drove us there probably, 3 BMWs stopped by.
Uh-huh.
And everything is completely... Can I tell you how it is?
Certainly.
We came in. We were there for 14 days. Maybe we stayed for 13 and I have this... All genital organs are completely swollen.
Why suddenly?
I don't know, everything completely. I showed the doctor everything completely. There was a doctor with us.
Were you biting or had some kind of illness?
No, everything was so normal. I woke up at the post. It was already 6 in the morning. And Gena was with us. Gena, I show him and my car is like this. And I was sent to the hospital there. That's all, and that's where I was treated. And from there, the boys, 27 people or 28, returned.
Uh-huh.
That's all. And then we arrived in Berestovoye. We were in Berestovoye. In Berestovoye, it was August 10th. They gave us some injections. They were already drawn into syringes. Fully, well, 5. That's all, and they led us with a drone and led us, and we were captured. I didn't know, but they say when they were injecting the injection...
Wait, they drove the drone? You briefly talked about this once. Where did they lead from?
From Berestovoy, from the village.
So, and how many of you were there in Brestova?
Now,
Well, approximately.
3 people.
3 people.
We took turns walking. I went first.
Where were you going?
Towards Ivandarivka.
For what?
There were 2 of us standing. They told me, when you get there, we'll take you with a drone. You'll hold the defense of the forest. Well, that's it. Somehow it turns out I got there. Crimea met me together with Volny. They met me, and there was no water. They asked for water to be dropped by drone. And they told me to go to the well to get some, and they'll show me. And I was walking to the well, and then this, hands up, they say. I'm like this, I raised my hands up, and that's it.
So you were the only one captured?
Yes, one was killed, a young man, 27 years old, and the second leg doesn't work at all. They asked me, who are you with there? One is dead, one's leg doesn't move at all. There is a need, I say, for treatment.
Did they bomb them?
Yes, bombed. My leg was punctured.
Was that one taken? Which one has a leg? Or
There
did he stay
remained.
there? He remained.
They sewed up my leg. That is, stitches back everything completely. I lay down and that's it. I couldn't do any more. They say that no one would touch me, so that I just walked peacefully.
Well, nobody will touch you.
No, then I arrived calmly. They met me and gave me water to drink. This one is normal. Thank you for saving my life then, and our 2 ran away into another forest belt.
They say there that they bombed Donbass, right? From your side in 2014, all sorts of Russian Cossacks came by. Do you know about them?
Yes. Cossacks walked around our area.
This is the Cossacks, they fought with each other there, no?
Yes, they were shooting there.
There was a showdown, right?
They also beat me for no reason. I was just driving during curfew from the 3rd mine. I was riding a motorcycle. Sober, nothing like that. They took the scooter and brought me to the station. They beat me. They beat me with a whip. The scooter was taken.
Liberators.
Yes, Dmitry, it's true. Released.
I'm Vladimir.
Oh, Vladimir.
How do you know Dmitry? Did you watch the video? This is my colleague who also films a video with me.
Well, on TikTok, this is the same.
Well, there is TikTok too.
Yes. I watch this at home when I'm lying down.
Yes, and in short, you were freed with a whip.
Yes, they were.
So what there?
And for some time in the winter I worked sewing branches. That's it.
Oh, was it like
yes,
that?
They told me to work it out. Atacms said.
Tell me, guys, who can even, they say on TV, we liberated, who can your country free? In which in itself there are no free people. Can you call yourself free people? Free people are those who have freedom of speech. For example, now you can get imprisoned for a no war poster. But not only can they, but they also imprison you. People are imprisoned for anti-war statements. Is this a free country?
No, not
Here.
free.
So who can such a country liberate? If she keeps her people as serfs.
No one.
Okay, your mom is already calling. Let's call her back.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Vladimir. I am a journalist from Ukraine. Your son is in captivity.
What should I do?
Did you know about this?
No.
You just found out now, right?
Yes.
Before that, what information did you have?
That he left with the squad on a mission.
So, that's all?
That's all. And that there was a big explosion and he was declared missing.
Yes. Well, everyone around him died. He alone survived.
What needs to be done?
Will you talk to him?
Yes.
Our conversation is being recorded and published, and I'll tell you what you need to do later after you talk to him. Here, pick it up and talk.
Hello, Mom.
Hello, dear.
How are you doing?
That's it. Calm down. Everything will be fine. You're a strong boy, aren't you, right?
Yes, we will solve everything. Of course, everything will be fine. And everything is fine. The attitude is also good. We are seated now. We are in a colony. They feed me, give me water. Everything is as needed. They treat me, medicines, dressings. They do everything. And everything is fine, Mom.
Yes, tell her what happened to you. She will still watch this video and she will still find out.
What happened?
Tell me like it is.
We walked with detachment. Everyone who was nearby died. All the people who were there. I rolled back. There I met 3 more military personnel, also with the Russian army. We decided to move back with them because they were bombarding our basement with kamikaze drones, and when they started to leave, 3 died and I was the only one left alive. My legs were slightly damaged there by grenade. 2 grenades hit. I already fell to the ground. I thought it was already the end. Right shortly. Started to lean back. The eyes are closed. They loaded me into the car. In short, the Ukrainian servicemen put a tourniquet on me. In short, they saved my life. In general, everything is fine, Mommy.
Are the people there okay, adequate?
Yes, sure.
I hope for normal, adequate people who will help you with everything.
No, Mommy, the attitude here is good. That is, well, good in terms of what? What is not? They do not infringe on anything. They feed. That is the main thing. They gave me a bed to sleep on. What else do you need?
Whatever people need there, we will do everything. In general, no restrictions at all. Everything will be done. Whatever
Okay,
they
Mom.
say, we will do everything.
Yes, I'll ask
There will be
questions.
no restrictions on anything at all.
We don't need anything from you at all. Well, nothing at all, can you imagine? We don't need anything at all. There's a question, but the question I have for you is quite standard. Why did he even come here?
He went because he had no choice. He went from there, from prison, because when he went to visit his girlfriend in Gelendzhik, his friend have been under investigation by the police for 6 months, and just his friend, my son, went to visit him. And it just so happened that it was taken. This company was taken, this company was just captured. My child ended up there. My child just...
So was the boyfriend processed or the girl?
A friend was being processed there, Alexander Novik. He's sitting right now. It's like, well, in short, this friend is being processed. I even have a number. I even have an
This
investigator's
is an
voicemail
acquaintance.
about the fact that this friend was, the girl was there too, as I understand it. It's just that the girl there then started somehow blackmailing my child too. That she won't tell the time that he should say is that it was all he who was with him. She said that he would commit suicide and so on.
Fine. Why does your country send people here to kill Ukrainians? Do you think this is adequate? So you say adequate people. Yes, we are adequate people. Are you adequate?
I'm adequate, yes, I would have stopped all this long time ago. It's just a meat grinder, nobody needs there. What's the difference? Ukraine, States, Armenia, we're all human, understand? It's not up to me, we're all human, there is no bad nation. There are bad people. My son is Armenian, I don't have any prejudices towards nations. Who cares? We're all people, all families, do you understand?
Right,
We all
agree.
want to live peacefully.
Right.
Why
agree.
are they sitting in this pre-trial detention center. Just this kind of children. This is the system they have there. I've already begun to understand all this now. You know, they just agitate
Yes.
them and throw them into this unit, you know, to be assault. In one single unit, with which simple boys like my child just leave. And they don't come back. I have now
just
begun
one.
to understand all this. You see, it doesn't depend on us. It doesn't depend on my child. Do you think my child wanted it? Yeah, they
No.
just threw him there and that's it. Go.
No, I want you to understand who started all this and why. Who do you think started this
They
and why?
started this. This, personally, my opinion, is just political. Political war. Do you understand? They make
Here you
money
are.
from it.
Here I congratulate you. I congratulate you so they can do with you anything they want. They can even send you tomorrow, send your husband, and none of you will understand anything, because you still don't even understand who started it and why. Here you live and
No.
don't understand.
Excuse me, you understand? Maybe I don't understand something. I'm a woman.
Certainly.
I just...
Well, of course, you have a president. Your president has announced a special operation. Your president announced a special operation. So was this a political fight or did a specific person do it?
But it turns out that a specific person did it.
Specific. Do you see
Only
how? A
benefit in
specific
how?
person. Yes, and specifically. Yes, and because of what a particular person did, your son almost turned into humus. Already like him, do you know how many we have lying here in the fields? Because of what a specific person did, not a political fight. No one, it wasn't Biden, you know, it wasn't Zelensky who forced Putin to announce a special operation and send none of them. He did it. Do you understand? And no one forced him to fire missiles at Ukraine. And you don't even understand who did it.
I understand that Putin,
That's
but
the
he
problem.
couldn't sign a peace treaty and it was as if
And
he...
he doesn't need to sign anything either. He just needs to take his soldier from our territory and that's it.
So what? But what does my child have to do with this? What does he have to do with it?
Despite the fact that he could already be lying here in the ground like one of all those that lie. I just can't talk to those who are lying there. I don't have such an option. But with those who survived, I can.
Do you have children?
Certainly. Certainly.
Can you imagine you have the same one? Forgive me for the comparison. It is your child, yes?
Yes.
So it turns out to be on Russian territory, just like that, right? Can you imagine my
This
state now?
must be... You have to be some kind of crazy person too. Let's say we have neighbors. Yes? Here. We don't take you into account at all. Let's say Moldova. Yes? Moldova borders us. Let's imagine that I have a child of military age. And they tell my child, go Moldova and fight. Well, it's impossible to imagine something like this here. This is the same as imagining how some Spaniard was told, you know, go fight in France. It's also
I
impossible to
understand
imagine.
you.
But in Russia, you can imagine that they took people and said, go to the neighbor state and fight.
You understand that they did not ask permission, whether we want it or
I
not.
see. Certainly.
There was no
Of
such
course they
thing
didn't
there.
ask.
They simply gave an ultimate to the child. There was no, no.
Yes, I understand. I want other people to hear and understand this too. How does this all happen for you? Not what they tell you on TV, but how it actually happens.
I don't believe in TV at all.
Okay, last and most important question for you. They say he's missing, right?
Yes, they said he was missing.
Yes, my last name is Zolkin, Vladimir, on YouTube. I don't know, YouTube is on, YouTube isn't on, connect a VPN and do whatever you want. There will be a video with him, with your son, on my YouTube, on my channel. You'll find it next week. Look, find the channels, there will be a video with your son.
Fine.
Take this video to your phone and go to your military registration and enlistment office. To the military prosecutor's office, to the Ministry of Attack, whatever, and show them that he is in captivity and not missing. Take him from captivity. Let's.
Will there be normal attitude there?
Normal, and even better than... Well, how? The attitude is normal everywhere. The question is that this is a chamber type. And there you can go out for a walk, work. That is, this different moment there. That's all?
Yes, that's it.